Hi everyone, I'm Taylor, owner of Elor Event Planning. Today I have Brenda with me. I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hello, I'm Brenda from Brenda Babe Bridal, the one and only Brenda Babe. Big hair, big personality, that's me.
I'm super excited you're here today, Brenda. We're going to ask you some questions, the burning questions that brides have about dress shopping, and I know you're going to be a fantastic resource for us. So my first question is, give us a little introduction about you and your shop, how you got started, how you got into the dress business, clients you love to serve.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, my background is kind of like the hair. It's kind of big and all over the place. But I definitely take pieces of it all. My background is primarily in marketing and communications. I have my degree from Canisius College. And going back, I think when you say, how did you get interested in the dress industry? What girl didn't love to play with Barbie dolls when they were younger? That was my thing. I love dressing up my dolls and playing with the dolls and kind of, always, just love pretty things and pretty dresses. And so over the years, you graduate, you get that degree, marketing communications, and like a lot of seniors that graduate, I immediately wasn't sure where my path was going to go. So I started taking some jobs in retail management. Ended up, one of the positions was at Things Remembered. I'm sure everyone knows the engravable gifts. I loved it. That was like my first taste of really seeing what the wedding industry was really like, working with brides one-on-one. And I loved it. And I was always getting sucked into their stories. And my career over the years took a lot of different turns, but I always had that passion for the wedding industry. Always loved the wedding industry. I always found myself coming back to it. But I also always had some side hustles, side gigs. I actually had my own wedding planning business for a little bit. And then you find yourself, one day life happens and all of a sudden you have a newborn and a toddler. And unfortunately you go through some events in life and you have to do what you have to do. So the dreams of the wedding industry were kind of put on hold for a while. So the dream of having the shop kind of goes back almost 20 years already, if you can believe that, where Brenda Babe was always a dream in my head, but just getting it out there. So while I was, taking care of my kids and doing what I needed to do, ended up taking on a second job at one of the larger dress chains in the area. Spent a lot of time there, loved it. Absolutely knew I would. Loved working with these brides and having that, being able to play with human Barbie dolls now was just like amazing. And just being able to really be a part of the whole Say Yes journey, I was blown away. So I knew I would always be making mental notes to myself while I worked there. Well, when I have my place, this is how I would do it, or I would love to do this. Met some really great people there to this day who I still have some really great connections with. But that's where I really had that fire, where I really knew, where I started seeing it firsthand, how the process worked. Right. And that was years and years ago. So obviously the kids get older, then the dreams start pushing themselves to the forefront now, saying, hey, remember that bridal shop you wanted to open? So I did jump ahead a few years. And I started saying, I really need to put this into paper. So I connected with the SBDC, the Small Business Development Center, and worked with an advisor and just really started getting my thoughts on paper to see how feasible I could marry, no pun intended, my love for the wedding industry to my background, which was so strong with marketing and communications. I set a goal for myself. I said, if I don't get this done by the age of 45, it'll never, I'm not going to do it. So right. On that big birthday, and I said, well, we're going to do this and actually, put it together. And it will be 2 years next month that Brenda Babe has been in East Aurora. So I know that's a lot more than you wanted to hear, but the career kind of took a lot of different paths. But it has been a dream of mine. Brenda Babe Bridal has been for almost 20 years. So the fact that we've got it out there now, and it's just having a personal dream like that come true is just amazing. And I'm so proud of it.
Yeah, you should be. Thank you so much for sharing all that detail, because I was going to ask you, how did you go from having this dream to then making the plunge? That's a big and difficult step that I think a lot of people struggle with. So thank you for sharing.
Frightening.
Yeah, it's very scary for sure.
Frightening, but exhilarating at the same time.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. So the next question we want to ask you is, what is the most important factor when selecting a dress shop or a dress? Give us some thoughts on that.
That is a great question, because as you and I know, and as you know, as being a wonderful wedding planner yourself,
Thank you.
There are some fabulous boutiques throughout Western New York.
Definitely.
And everyone has their own niche, which is fabulous. So my advice to brides is, when you're doing your research, when you're about to set your appointments, let's just be honest, every shop is fabulous, right? Every shop has their own niche. So find out what it is that they do well. What is it that their claim to fame is? And do a little research on it, call, ask some questions, ask about the designers. But overall, you want that experience. You want this to be, you can buy a dress anywhere. I mean, when it comes down to it, you can go online to buy a dress, you can go anywhere to buy a dress. But at the end of the day, this is such a special moment for you. It is a moment that you're going to remember forever. This is your a lot of people dream about this since they've been a little girl, that big day and choosing their dress. Who's going to give you that experience matched up to what you are looking for? So that is just ask some questions. There is no bad boutique. Every boutique is great. Find out what their niche is and go from there.
Awesome. So along those lines, can you walk us through your consultation process, or what brides and their families can expect when they come?
Absolutely. So when I set up my business plan, when I set up my model, this was before the dreaded COVID broke out, and a lot of places had to pivot and reimagine their offering. I am proud to say that I have not had to really make any adjustments. My model has always been, every appointment at Brenda Babe is just that. It's a private shopping session. So what that means, it is for the bride and their guests. They have the entire shop to themselves, which I think is such a nice bonus to be able to allow that experience like we were just talking about. It is a truly individualized one-on-one. There are no other brides. There are no other guests. It is a one-on-one. The process actually starts when the bride reaches out to us to schedule an appointment. We make it pretty easy. You can do it right through the website. Click on the little messaging icon and just request an appointment. And I am usually connected between phone, voicemail, email, 24/7. So when we receive a request, we get back to the bride. We find a date and time. Usually they say, well, when are you open? Well, we're open by appointment. So we work around your schedule. When are you available? And we'll make it work. So that's part of the consultation process. So we want to make it convenient for the bride and her guests. We do, obviously, with all the COVID mandates, we are ensured to have all the guidelines in place, sanitation protocols. We want to keep everyone safe. So another bonus of having totally private shopping sessions is that your small group it's just your group, and everything is cleaned and sanitized, and we make sure after every group. We are allowing typically the bride and up to 4 guests. And if they do have an individual ask, or if they have they need to contact us to discuss their situation, that's fine. We'll make it work. We just want to be sure that everyone is safely distanced and that we can act within the safety protocols. So definitely doing all of that. So when we find a date and time that is mutually convenient for everyone, I will forward out a pre-appointment questionnaire. Something really, really easy, quick one-pager, just to get a feel of the overall tone and what the bride may or may not be looking for. It's not like a test. I don't need, exact names, number. You don't have to study for it. Something give me a little bit of an idea of bride's taste and what they may or may not be looking for. So we get that information. Bride comes in with the group, and guests are allowed to sit in we invite the guests to sit into our viewing area, which is set up like a big living room. So I want the experience to be very cozy. I want all of our guests to feel like basically they're just at home, cranking up the tunes that they love, and they're trying on dresses in the comfort of their own home. We replicate that at Brenda Babe. it's in an effort to really take that stress factor away, because a lot of these brides that come in, it can be very overwhelming and intimidating when they come in, especially if they have no idea on where to start, which I personally love those brides, because those are the ones you really can have some fun with. Usually start with 2 or 3 dresses. We pull a few dresses to start. And then what I usually tell the bride is, at that point, I will follow your lead. You basically tell me what works, what doesn't, and we continue to pull dresses based on the individual thoughts of the bride and what she is liking. Because you can come in with some pictures from Pinterest, from magazines all day long, which is great. It definitely helps us to put in perspective of kind of the direction. But I can tell you, almost 90% of the brides that come in with those pictures and with those Pinterest boards will take a sharp left and walk out with something completely that they never even imagined, because things look so different on hangers and pictures than they do on our bodies. And it's the process that is just so great to watch unfold in your store. Our consultations can last up to an hour and a half. Usually that's about the average time for the bride and guests. We do not pressure to say, you need to make a decision right now. Obviously, we hope that all of our brides will love their experience so much that they will say yes and become a Brenda Babe bride. But it is definitely no pressure. This is why we have that laid back, sitting in your living room, doing what you need to do. Even if you are able to narrow down what works and what doesn't, we narrow down your choices. We keep all that on file, and then maybe you let it sink in for a day, a week, and then you come back and you try on those top favorites again. And 9 out of 10 times, it'll be like an instant where once you put them back on, you'll know that, well, oh, okay, now I have a different feeling on this, or yep, that's still the one. So we do that. And then, yeah, we just have a lot of fun doing it. The whole music is a central core of everything we do here at Brenda Babe. It was based on, you see all around, if you come into the shop, I actually have a wall full of all music lyrics that are very special. Because I believe every couple, as they write the chapters of their love story based on certain songs and certain feeling and emotion. And I really try to tie that into every personal shopping session. I won't divulge all the details because you have to come in and try it for yourself. Yeah. But music, I can say, definitely plays a huge role in the consultation process.
Right. Yeah. You wouldn't think about it, but it totally makes sense when you do think about it, to have like the most important dress you're picking out be a private shopping session. Like, it's okay to buy your dress for work at a Target or whatever and have other people there, because it's an everyday experience. This is not an everyday experience. I don't know a lot of people who've had any private shopping experiences, so it makes sense that like having your wedding dress be your private shopping experience is perfect.
Absolutely. It's a 1 in a million memory that we really want that memory to carry with you. So it is more than just about buying a dress. It's about marking that moment in time, that whole say yes journey, the whole journey, because it is a journey.
Right.
In that moment, everybody, there's happy tears. I can't tell you how many times I have cried alongside my brides. And, you know, it's just this whole COVID thing is driving me nuts because I'm a hugger. Yes. And it's not allowing me to hug my girls. But it's just, it is truly, and I hope you can get that just from talking to me. I just love what I do. And I love my brides, and just I'm right in there with them throughout this process. And even after, I tell them all the time, don't make me stalk you at your wedding. Make sure to send me pictures. I want to see what everything looks like on the big day. And everyone always laughs when they send me their pictures now. They're like, here you are. And so it's just, I grow right alongside with them, and I like to hear the news, and, life happens to them. And some of my brides are already moving out of town, starting new lives, having babies. So once you're a Brenda Babe bride, you are always part of the Brenda Babe family.
That's perfect. What would you say is the biggest misconception about shopping for your dress, or something along those lines?
There are a few, and I bet you knew that I would have more than one, right? Yes. I always have something to say. No, there are actually a few. So one misconception is, oh my gosh, I can't say yes on the first day that I just started shopping. I can't say yes at the first shop.
You can. And
You
you probably
can. Especially if you're standing there in tears and this dress is overcoming you, there is nothing that says you cannot say yes on the first day. There are a lot of, I've known brides who've said yes on the first dress. They're like, I don't want to see anything else. This is it. So that is one. You certainly have free reign to do that. A second misconception is, and this is all the time, and I don't mean to laugh at, because it is, we get this all the time. I can't order it because I'm going to lose weight. I want to lose weight before my wedding next year. And we all know everyone wants to look their best for their wedding. Absolutely. The only advice that I give personally is, especially now during these times with I hate to use that uncertainty. Everyone's in these uncertain times. Every commercial you hear on TV right now leads in with that. But it is true, because of all the uncertainty, especially if we're into almost November already, which, Taylor, can you even believe that it's already?
No.
That scares me a little bit. But we are already into November. So if you are one of those brides next year, we're talking, July, August, September already, you might think that you have a lot of time. Typically, normal pre-COVID time for turnaround for a special order wedding gown can be anywhere from 6 to 9 months. That's just typical turnaround time. And not a lot of people realize that. They just think it's like you alluded to earlier, like a Target. Okay, I'm going to order a dress, and you place the order and they just pull it off the rack and send it to me. No, with bridal, these dresses are custom made, especially if you are getting customizations, which Brenda Babe loves to customize dresses. That's another thing. We can put on sleeves. We can, if you're, height challenge, like some of my girls would say, which I love. If you're a petite bride, we can have lengths adjusted. We can have dresses come in. So all sort of colors, we could add colors, we could add straps. If you're doing any customizations, you have to take that into consideration too. So all of these dresses are handmade. Now, we all know what happened earlier this year with all the shutdowns. Bridal shops and the wedding industry in general was really hit hard, but especially with bridal boutiques, because a lot of the shipping comes from overseas. Yeah. So when these things shut down, we unfortunately, and that's any boutique, Western New York, outside in the United States, anywhere, we don't have any control over that. So when it's shut down, it's shut down. That doesn't mean, well, can you check on my dress? It's shut down. There's nothing. So basically everything is put on hold. So right now, we're cruising along. Everything seems to be, and we have not had, even during those times, we did not have one bride miss her dress. So I pride myself on having great relationships with my designers, that I can pick up the phone and call someone personally to ask about a status or ask about, what's going on with the industry. So that is a really good thing. And that also comes from being sure boutiques pick designers and partner with designers that are both reputable and accessible, so that you can keep your brides in the loop as to what's going on. So getting back to that, I want to lose weight before I dress. You can always take a dress in. The rule of thumb, you can take a dress in. These dresses give you maybe that much room to let out. Letting out is really not an option, really a good option for dresses. So keeping in mind, if you are a bride getting married next year and you have some weight loss goals, which is great. Everyone wants to, look and feel their best for their big day. Keep in mind that the dress can always be taken in. So the important thing is having the dress, making sure you have it, giving those times where it could take up to 9-10 months, just having it there. So that is a misconception. And the last misconception is some brides who feel, that they can't not invite someone to come with them to the appointment. So they want to have huge parties, which is great. We are able to accommodate, because of our model, because of our private shopping experience, we can accommodate safely and distanced throughout the shop. We have seating that can be set up for larger groups, right. Which is great. And we've had some larger groups that have been amazing. But if you are the type of bride who gets easily overwhelmed on your own, keep that in mind. The more guests that you invite, the more opinions there are around the table.
Especially for people pleaser, you're going to want to have everyone on board.
Absolutely. So we encourage groups. I love groups. We have had some of the best times with some of our groups, but taking into account, if you, as you said, if you are the type of bride that's a people pleaser, that you really want to take a breath, think about it. And another little thought, the less people that you share your dress with, bigger the wow factor the day of the wedding. So I always say to try to, if you can, keep it small, because in that day, it's just so much of a wow factor, and keep it a secret and a surprise. So those are some of the misconceptions out there, and we can help with all of them.
Ooh, I'm excited for this one. Upcoming
Oh,
trends in wedding dresses and wedding style.
it is very exciting because, as you know, we are in such a transformative time right now in
Yes,
the wedding industry,
for
especially.
sure.
So, and again, and I hate to keep bringing this up, but when I put my plan together and when I was thinking about my niche and what I wanted my niche to be, you'll see a lot of in my hashtags and in my taglines. My whole claim to fame is I sell wedding dresses for the uniquely fabulous bride to be. Wedding dresses with an edge. And what exactly does that mean? Well, sometimes some people have been scared by that, like, well, wedding dress with an edge. I'm kind of afraid. Please tell me more. Basically, for instance, at my shop, I curate, personally select every dress that comes into the shop from the different collections that are out there. But what I look for, something a little more non-traditional, a lot of, but you're still the bride in the dresses, which you've seen some of my gowns. We've used some of the gowns for shoots, so you kind of know the vibe that
Yeah,
you get out of my shop.
yeah.
Especially with some of the trends going on now, a lot of the backyard ceremonies, a lot of the outdoor non-traditional venues. Those are the things that I was thinking about when I created the shop. I wanted to accommodate brides who were looking for something a little different, something a little unique, that they were still the bride. There's no doubt that you're still the bride when you're wearing these dresses. They're still dresses that still have, trained, customizable to accommodate the bride's individual style and personality,
Mhm.
so that they just aren't throwing on a wedding dress just to say, I'm getting married, I need to have a dress. Okay, it's a safe, this is, we want to have some fun with it. We want to, talk about some of the trends out there, which maybe a pop of color, maybe something with, a blush pink or champagne, maybe looking at different, different lengths, having some fun, adding some sleeves. And but there's so many. 3D lace is a big one right now. Some floral lace throughout, very soft, to accommodate those outdoorsy, garden type weddings.
Yeah.
Boho styles are blowing up right now. A lot of that statement lace. I get a lot of girls will come in saying, "Don't show me anything that looks like my grandma's tablecloth."
Right. Yeah.
That doily kind of lace.
Yeah.
So right now, the movement, a lot of what I'm seeing is that real fresh statement lace with some bold patterns. I am also seeing a trend coming back to, some girls still want those big ball gowns now. They figure, hey, we had to sacrifice this year. We had to postpone our wedding till next year. We're going all out. I want the ball gown. I want that. So the trends are kind of all over the place for next year, given what we've just been through.
Yeah.
But a lot of, like you said, that looking at the really unique lace patterns that are coming out, incorporating color, and a lot of those, even the 3D lace and the softness throughout. It's a lot of fun to see what's out there, and looking at doing some previews really soon.
Awesome. Exciting. Okay, so your bride to be has picked the dress. She's loving it. She's totally sold. Now we have a big question mark around accessorizing. Can you guide us through that?
Absolutely. And that is a really good question. Again, as I just said, when you accessorize, don't feel that you just have to throw everything on it just because, well, I'm a bride and I should. We want you to still be you. We want you to feel you. We don't want you to suddenly emerge and your fiance is like, ooh, who's that? What is that thing on her head? Or, oh my God. So there are ways to incorporate your accessories where you can still be true to your personality and to your style. Maybe, like you said, a lot of girls are always like, I'm not doing a veil. I'm not doing a veil, because they think, a lot of them think veil, like that big poofy first communion veil when you were a kid, but a lot of had that big old veil or something over their face like a shroud.
Yeah.
We can work, so, you know, veils right now. Again, there's a lot of trends in the veil movement as well, depending on how you're going to do your hair. Maybe you're going to do your hair half up, half down. You could actually put the veil underneath so it's not a big poofy on your head and just be a really nice kind of a complement to finish your look. Because a veil can really beautifully, you're the bride. There's no doubt you're the bride in a veil, but it doesn't have to be over the top. Especially with jewelry too. Some dresses have such beautifully ornate bodices that you don't even want to mess with necklaces, maybe just some earrings to show that off, or a favorite thin piece of jewelry. So yeah, we do accessory appointments as well. So once you don't have to feel pressure that entire day to kind of put everything together.
Yeah.
Once you find your dress, I encourage girls to kind of, you know, there's things to think about that, how, you know, hair, how you're going to do that, venue, everything. And then we can circle back and then we can talk it through and we can put together some accessories that work for you, not just throw it at you because you're buying your dress and here's what you need. Let's talk about what look you want and we can make that happen as well. Definitely. And it's not just veils either, and not just the big old tiaras. There's beautiful ways. I know a lot of girls have the braids that they're working into little updos right now. You can work in little hair bands and little hair weaves that can be just really, really wreaths that are really pretty as well. So we can definitely customize a look based on an individual consultation as well for accessories, just like we do for dresses.
Nice. Yeah, in all of my experiences with helping with dresses, I find that you fall in love with this dress and then you go to accessorize it and you're like, wait, it's even better than it was before, and I didn't think that was possible. It absolutely takes it to the next level, and it's fantastic. My last question is, share with us what's new with the shop. What do we have to look forward to? Any updates? Give us the lowdown.
A little taste just to whet your appetite without giving it all away.
Of course.
And like I said before, I am so excited and I still cannot believe we are celebrating our 2nd anniversary next month already. 2 years of Brenda Babe. Who knew? From that little dream, here we are in East Aurora. So it'll be 2 years. And with that, I felt it was time to really start doing, bump it up to the next level, like you say. So we are in celebration of the 2nd year anniversary, going into year 3 already, which is crazy. We are going to be introducing some new lines into the shop. Our first line is going to be size inclusive bridal separates, which I am so excited about. Basically, what you do is you can mix and match bodices and skirts to truly customize a look that is all your own. And you can leave them as separates, or you can combine them to make one whole dress. So I am thrilled about that. We will have in-shop samples in the next couple of weeks, definitely by next month. And sample sizing will be like 22, 24. So we can really accommodate a range of sizes for these. And I'm really excited about that because I have gotten requests from girls who are looking for curvy girl silhouettes that I had, you know, really wanted to hone in on that. So I listened. We've got those coming, and I am also so excited to add finally bridesmaids. Wow. I don't even think you knew about that. I am adding a bridesmaid line finally. Every bride has asked after they say yes, they're like, do you do bridesmaids? Do you do bridesmaids? And it's time. It's time. I know there are some online options out there. I've heard that from my brides, but I can tell you, as I'm holding up my pencil, I'm telling you, I did my research, and the line I selected is Christina Wu Celebration. I wanted to ensure that this was an affordable line for bridesmaids, number one, but that the quality was there as well. And we want your maids to have the experience too, the same that you as the bride had. So I definitely am so excited. I actually have a sneak peek on my website right now. If you check out under the designer section, go to Christina Wu Celebrations, and you can see a sneak peek of the bridesmaids options that are going to be coming in. I will have those in the next, by December. So brides, if you're out there and you can look on my website right now to get an idea of what we're going to be carrying, and you can reserve an appointment and we'll be ready for you. But so excited to now expand the Brenda Babe offering to not only, like we were talking about, the size inclusive separates, but the maids as well, because we want maids to also have that experience. I am so excited about that. And one more surprise for Small Business Saturday. Thinking of, I've had a lot of people reach out to me saying, you know, oh, we would love to support Brenda Babe, but I'm not getting married, and I don't really know anyone who's getting married right now, but we still want to support you during these crazy times now. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is, but I have something planned that should take off right around just in time for Small Business Saturday, where you can help spread the Brenda Babe love and to support your favorite local bridal shop right now. Yay. So more details about that are coming soon. I am going to have some promotions running all month long in November in celebration of our anniversary. So if there is a bride out there, there's never been a better time to schedule your appointment and get ready to say yes with a great experience and the one and only Brenda Babe, ready and willing to have you welcome into the shop.
That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing all that exciting news.
It is exciting. I am so excited.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for having me today. This is really great. I love chatting with you. Any bride that is out there that is listening can definitely, like I said before, you can go right to the website, click on the message icon, and shoot your information really quickly that way to contact us. Yep. Or you can call, it's 655-LOVE. If you need a little help with the numbers there, it's 655-5683. But, you know, try to be cutesy there so you never forget, 655-LOVE. And our email is sayyes@brendababebridal.com. Any of those ways, get in touch with us. Appointment times are starting to book up. We are getting to, as you know, engagement season is definitely upon us, and lots of girls saying yes to their fiance. Now get ready and reserve your time to say yes to the dress. Right. And I can't wait to meet all of you and give you the Brenda Babe experience all your own.
That's fantastic. And can you share with us where in the world you are and where we can find you on Instagram as well?
Yes, where in the world am I? I am hidden in the lovely village of East Aurora. And everyone always says when they plug it into GPS, they're like, I'm here. It says I'm here, but where are you? It's 695 Main Street rear in East Aurora. So that rear truly is in the rear. That doesn't sound good, but it is in the back of the property. So everyone knows where Vidler's is in East Aurora. So we are literally right across the street on Main Street from Vidler. The Main Street Bakery, which is also a huge shout out to Main Street Bakery in the front. They are fabulous for all their baked goods, wedding cakes, everything. Make sure to go see Chris. She's amazing. So the Main Street Bakery and H&R Block are in the front, directly next door to Rick's on Main restaurant. If you go down Temple, turn down Temple, I have a private lot that is unheard of in East Aurora, right? So you can go down Temple, pull right in the first left. That is my lot, and my store front, which is actually in the back, is right there. So I'm a little hidden in the village, but we like it that way, nice and cozy. You can park and come right in, and that's where you can find us. I am on Instagram as well at Brenda Babe Bridal, and Facebook. I also have a YouTube channel where if you haven't gotten enough of me today, you can hear more of my shop talk with Boss Babe on YouTube. I put out blogs on my website with very informative information for brides and their planning. So check out the website as well at brendababebridal.com. So we're all over out there on social media, and wherever you need us, we'll be there.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for your time today, Brenda. I appreciate all your knowledge and enthusiasm, and I know people will be really excited to come and visit you and try out your shop.
Well, thank you, Taylor, and hopefully we will be working on lots more projects coming up very soon.
Yeah. Okay, have a good one.
You too. Thank you.